What's up, everybody? Welcome to a little Badlands YouTube Discord Q&A. Going to answer a few of your questions from the Discord on the NFL draft, the Jets, free agency, just a little extra Thursday night bonus video. If you are watching this through YouTube, you can get daily video and audio content from us at patreon.com/Badlands TOJ. That's from me, Connor Rogers, Will Parkinson, Dan Eason, Dalvin Osario, Paul Kilgannon, Jake Chatsky. There's a lot of content. There's something up there every single day. So that's patreon.com/Badlands TOJ. Go there, get the content, get in the Discord and ask questions so we can talk about it. First one from Chris Hippo. If the Jets choose Brock Bowers at 10, what number should he wear? Honestly, I don't hate him in number 19, which he wore in college. I don't mind seeing someone wear Keyshawn's number. It's been a long time since someone's worn it productively. It worked for him at Georgia. Why wouldn't it work for him for the Jets? If he's not going to be 19, I don't hate number 10, which Lazard is currently wearing. Maybe Lazard switches to some midfielder number, something else to get out of the way for Bowers if the Jets end up with him. But 19 works, 10 works, something that's not in the 80s. We need something that's a little more exciting than your standard tight end number historically in the 80s. So I'll take a 19 like he had in college. I think he would be good enough where it's not an issue that he's wearing that number for Jet fans, or 10. And I think no Jet fan would have a problem with him taking Lazard's number at this point. Next question from MG. Can you give us a name for each range that you could see the Jets going with if they drop to either the 15 to 20 range, 21 to 26 range, or 27 to 32 range? Trade down season, trade down targets. If they go down 5 to 10 spots, the kind of names I'm looking at are Marius Mims. I could see them being like, we don't see a huge gap between him and a tackle. We could get it at 10. Let's go with him. Maybe Jackson Powers Johnson. I know he's an interior offensive lineman, but it feels kind of Jetsy, and you could make the case they could still have the need there. Those would be a couple names I would watch for that type of trade down. You go a little further down the board, Tyler Guyton potentially, and he could fall in sort of either of these tiers, whether you trade down 5 spots or whether you trade down 10 spots. Graham Barton, basically you're looking at a lot of these like second tier, quote unquote, second tier offensive linemen is where my eyes would go to. Zach Frazier, another one to potentially watch. That's probably a little further down the board. Jordan Morgan, there's been some rumors the Jets have some interest there. I think you could go down pretty far and still get him. If they're not going past protector, I'm thinking offensive line. Could they go with a Jalen Polk at receiver? You know, Ricky Pearsall feels like a round 2 guy. I don't think you're trading down anywhere at round 1 to get him. I'm looking to a lot of these second tier offensive linemen, more so than maybe like trying to trade down and get a Troy Franklin at receiver. I don't think it would be for an edge or for a different position. I think it would just be for a different offensive lineman that they think the value is still there compared to what they would be getting at 10. Let's see. From Jake, what would your ideal rest of the offseason be, excluding the draft? Excluding the draft, I think you want to take care of backup running back. I'd get a guy like Zeke or J.K. Dobbins as a fallback. You don't have to rush and sign those guys. You sign them like right before training camp. But get a veteran. I honestly probably prefer Zeke. I know Dobbins has more upside, but for this stage of his career, that's kind of exactly what you need in between Breece Hall and Izzy. He could come in, he could pass pro, he could catch the ball, he could get some tough yards running inside. He's not expecting a big role. He was pretty good in that capacity for New England last year, and cheap 1-year deal. I would do that. Safety, go get Justin Simmons or Quandre Diggs. You need a starting safety. The Jets really need a starting safety. I'd rather, see Tony Adams in that third safety role, or even Chuck Clark potentially in that third safety role as he's coming back off an injury, but go get a real veteran at the safety position. I don't know how practical it is the Jets are going to trade for one of these Eagles edge rushers. So you're probably looking at signing like a Calais Campbell to add to the defensive front, and maybe you're blitzing a little more. You add some more like variance and how you get after the quarterback, but you want another veteran in there. And then maybe you're taking a round 2 or round 3 swing on an edge rusher that you hope makes some noise alongside Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald. So that's roughly what I'd be looking at. Next one from Rich T. Ryan. Preferred week 1 game. This probably won't happen, but I want something quiet. I want a 1:00 Sunday game, nothing in prime time, a game that there'll be comfortable-ish favorites in. Just a nice, quiet, easy return for Rodgers away from some massive, massive spotlight is the most important thing to me. I'm going to double check on the opponents here, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Jets are going to be all over primetime, all over the holidays again. There's just a lot of interest around the team and a lot of interest in watching Rodgers play again. But man, sign me up for like week 1 against Arizona on the road or something. Week 1, home against Denver. Like, that's okay. Like, just give me that Sunday low-key game. We play the Titans week 1. I want to start 1-0, quiet, easy, straightforward, no drama. That's it. One more here. This is a long one from Jets P66. Love the content. Realize you guys try to cover all bases, but after last season, isn't it clear that we need at least one more NFL ready left tackle and receiver to be certain we could have a competent offense this year? I would trade away every pick after 10 if I knew we would add one of the top 2 to 3 receivers or left tackles available. I'm unclear while even talking about edge and safety as needs. We need another receiver. We need another tackle, and a long-winded way of saying that. I'd say I agree. And I think Jet fans have a lot of panic about the team now potentially going defense in the first round. You certainly can't put it off the board fully, but they're going to take an offensive lineman or a pass catcher in the first round. The positions are stacked too well for them not to. I don't really have any fear of them going edge rusher or corner or safety or something really surprising in the first round. They need another receiver very badly. Like 3 receivers is kind of like your starting personnel group, and their third receiver is Allen Lazard right now. Now you could say, all right, we could get Bowers, and we're basically he's going to be like the hybrid third receiver tight end, and we're going to run him out there with Conklin. That's fine. Okay, that works. Or you're getting a Dunze. He's out there. You're getting Brian Thomas. He's out there. You're being aggressive and trading up for MHJ. Hell yeah, I'm for it. We're trying to go all in and win here. And at offensive line, you're never going to hear me complain about the Jets adding more offensive line depth. They need to. They have guys who have a history of missing time. So having more depth is not a bad thing at all. And they're going to have no shortage of options, whether they stay put, whether they trade back. I don't see them trading up for an offensive lineman, but they could very well just stay put, get Fuaga, get Fasciano, get Fatanu, trade down and get Mims. Like there's a lot of different ways that they can go with this where it's really hard for them to go wrong here. They need an offensive lineman or they need a pass catcher. There are so many ways for them to attack this. They can stay put and have good options at both positions. They could trade up and go get a pass catcher. They could trade back and have good options at the offensive line. So it's very hard to mess this up, and it's going to make for a very entertaining draft night. We're actually going to be dropping details about our draft party tomorrow morning. So look out for that and get your ticket because it's going to get crowded fast at Reds right by MetLife Stadium. Wanted to keep it close to the building and everyone's favorite stadium in North Jersey. So thank you, everyone, for your Discord questions. Always good to riff a little bit. It's going to be, news-wise, outside of Jets ownership and the NFL Network fighting, it should be kind of quiet transaction-wise now that Clowney didn't land with the Jets. I think it's full draft hype now. And are the Jets for real about maybe trading up? Are they going to try like hell to trade down? There's just so many pathways on how this can go. I'm not really expecting a notable veteran addition until they see how the dust settles after the NFL draft. And yes, I think they will try like hell all draft weekend to trade Zach Wilson, even if that means trading him on day 3 for like a pick swap or something, because they're not going to let this carry on all that much longer, even if they just have to cut bait and not really get anything for him. Thank you again. Discord, patreon.com/Badlands TOJ.